What's up, YouTube? How are we doing? Well, I think the last video I did, I was talking about the boat. Maybe I installed the onboard charger on the boat. I wish I had some fishing videos for you, but I don't. I've just not been doing any good lately. I don't know if it's me or if it's all the raining and flooding, if it's my lake or what. It's probably me more than anything, but today I am going to install these retractable transom tie downs for the back of the boat. Comes with some tie downs on there. They work, they get the job done, but they're nothing too special. These come loose, and if you have them just a hair too tight, you got to be the Hulk to lock them down. So this should be easy. Just drilling a couple holes, putting a couple bolts and nuts in there, and that's about it. So in the meantime, while I'm doing that, you guys have already met Fish Detective Sean, and he's done a video. He did a real good video with installing the Garmin on his Minn Kota trolling motor, but we never played his actual opening, get to know him type thing. So let's just take a look at that and I'll get started on this.
My name's Sean, and just a little bit about my backstory is I work with Mike at the sheriff's office, and we decided to make this channel. So when we were talking about doing it, we're going to get into kind of our backstories. And, this is going to primarily be a fishing channel. So my backstory is that I grew up on bass fishing on Lake Texoma with my grandfather. He had a place down there when I was a kid, and every summer on our summer breaks, I'd spend most of my summer down there with him, and he'd get me up every morning and we'd go out. We'd go bass fishing every morning. He was a bass fishing fanatic, an old school Bassmaster guy. Every month we had the Bassmaster magazine. He had a stack of them there for us to read. We'd watch the Bassmaster Classic together. My grandfather, Bob, he passed away when I was about 17 years old. I was still in high school, and ever since then, I still loved fishing, but I kind of lost my bass fishing partner, and it was difficult to go bass fishing after grandfather was gone. And I crappie fished, I catfished. We'd go to Blue River and do trout fishing with some buddies. I fished just about everything but for bass after that, and it was a long time until my son got old enough, and he loved fishing as much as I did. And every year we'd go to Blue River 2 or 3 times, and he got to the point he got really good at fishing, and he'd be down there catching them and aggravating all them old men because he'd be down there catching them when nobody else was, and he just kind of showed a touch for it. And a friend of mine told me about the Junior Bassmasters, so I asked him about it. He was game. He started with the North Oklahoma City Junior Bassmasters. His first tournament was at Eufaula, and he went as a non-boater, but he was really into it, and I could tell it was something he wanted to do. We eventually, sold my old center console boat and bought a bass boat, and he teamed up and got in the high school bass fishing tournaments, the bigger ones with a partner, and he's done well. He's won a couple of big tournaments. He's done well at some. He's zeroed on a lot of them. Probably that has a lot to do with his coach, which is me. So, but anyway, that's kind of my backstory, and my name is Sean Shelby, and I'm a fish detective.
Okay, that was just a quick look, an intro from Fish Detective Sean. We appreciate that. Now this thing, I think it might be even easier to mount than I thought. The holes that already exist for the straps that come with it, you can use for the new one here. So I won't even have to drill anything. Just one of these each, 1 bolt each, and should be good to go. Now this one that I purchased, it is the Reese brand. Reese Power Sports Marine retractable transom tie down. And I went with this one because it is the exact same one that you get at Bass Pro Shops, but about half the price. I ordered this from Amazon. I'll try and put a link down in the description if I can find it again. I ordered it from Amazon, $27, and at Bass Pro Shops they were $55 or more for the exact same thing. Just has a Bass Pro Shops logo up here instead of the Reese, but everything else is exactly the same. So I'm gonna get to putting that on, tighten it down, grab a few wrenches and see. So a while back at the beginning of spring, the sand bass, when they were spawning, I went out to the Deep Fork River and started looking for them while they were spawning. And I had never been there. Did pretty good, but it was one of those things, every time I'd start recording, they'd stop biting. And I'd start recording, no bites, and I'd put the camera down and they'd start biting again. So I didn't get anything great. I have a few clips that I'll show you, and I've got some still images that I will throw in so you can see those. So while I try and find all my stuff, you guys watch that. I will be right back. All right, Deep Fork River. Let's see what we got. There's one. Good one. Nice. How about that? What was that? Second, third cast? Something like that? Come on, big boy. Yeah. Okay. Come on. Might be a male even. Skinny. Good looking fish though. That's for sure. A lot of people keep those and eat them. I'm fine with people doing that. It's a great fish to eat, one of the top 3. But I'm just out here having fun, so that one gets to go back. Sorry, I wasn't recording. Wasn't sure if this pool had any or not. It's just a little trap this guy couldn't get out of. It's shallow there, and it's shallow there. He's kind of stuck for the time being. Not bad though. Not bad little fish. So yeah, sand bass are fun to catch, and if you get it at the right time, they're easy to catch too. So I'm almost done here. We got one more video we're going to check out. Just of note, if any of you guys have purchased this Tracker Classic for 2019 and you want to do this upgrade on the transom tie down straps, some people have had to kind of bend this out a little bit to get this to fit. Otherwise, when you're ratcheting it, it won't go, you can't get it okay, some people, when they put these on, they had to bend this bracket out a little bit to get it to mount flush because the ratchet has to be fully closed before it will release any of that line. So instead of bending mine, because I'd have to bend it pretty far, I just mounted it on the back side. That way I can ratchet from there. So that was my workaround on that. On this side, I don't know if I'll have to do it or not. The issue is these have a little piece on the side that, on the right side of the boat, that interfered with the trailer tail light. It won't interfere as much here, so I might be able to, well, I'm probably just gonna have to put this one on the back side too, like that. Not ideal, but it works. And for mine, those brackets that you mount to by the tail lights, they might be at a little greater angle than other people that talked about just bending theirs out a little bit. Mine, you'd have to bend it really far, and it's not going to do that. So one more quick video. Sean and I, at the very, very, very beginning of spring into winter, we were dying to go fishing. So we went to Arcadia, and I don't even remember. I think the temperature might have been in the 40s, something like that. And the water temperature, pretty sure, was 38 degrees, maybe 37 or 36. It was freezing cold, and we were dying to go fishing. And of course, the day that we had off that we could do this, it was blowing nuts. Rough water, horrible conditions. But we went out there, we tried. It wasn't worth it. Wasn't worth it at all. It was horrible. I just remembered there's one more video after that, just quick deal. So anyway, take a look at fishing in freezing cold, Lake Arcadia, Oklahoma, when you shouldn't be fishing.
Well, as you can see behind us, we really wanted to go fishing today.
We paid to do this.
Yes, we paid to get on this lake. And let's just say the run across the lake was soaking wet.
42-degree water, and we're wearing it.
So we're going to try to get back here to Protected Cove and see if we can find something.
That was horrible. Cold, windy, rough, pointless, stupid, everything. So we're leaving. Bye.
Well, we're calling it a day. Just too much wind. I mean, I don't know if you can see much out across that lake, but absolutely miserable. We're soaking wet, beat to death. No
Arcadia
fish.
Ocean out there.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. So we're calling it a day. We'll come back and try it on a better day.
Okay, so that was that, and that sucked. Don't ever do that. Too much wind. As you saw, that was a horrible time. It hurt. We were getting sprayed with water. There wasn't anything fun about it. Maybe watching Shelby suffer when the water hit him in the face. I did enjoy that, but it hit me in the face too, and that sucked. So anyway, this thing's done, and that's one side, that's the other. And the cool thing about these, they're just easier to use. They're more dependable, reliable than the other ones that come with it. There's a little button here. I don't know if we can see it or not. Little blue button. So we've got the slack in the line. We hit the blue button. That's going to suck it up for you. Then you can just ratchet it tight. So that's a lot quicker, easier to do than the other ones that come with it. It's going to hold your boat better too. So before we get to this last video, early on I talked about another fish detective, a third one. His name's Paul. He's a great guy, and we all work together. We're detectives if you haven't figured it out. But Sean has a boat. I just got a boat, and Paul has a nice Coleman camper trailer. And we took it all out, I think in January or February of this year. Romano State Park, went trout fishing, brought our kids before we decided to do this channel. So anyway, since then, I think that was a 2017 model he had, but since then he's upgraded it, and the new one is even awesome. I haven't been in it yet. It's better than the other one, and the other one was ridiculous cool. He went out camping with his family just recently at Lake Murray State Park, and he did a walkthrough, introduced himself, so check that video out. If you're watching this one right now, the one with Fish Detective Paul and his new camper walkthrough will be dropping immediately after I post this one. So if you're seeing this one, his is out. Also, he's going to be helping us out. He's one of the guys, and Sean and I will bring boats. Paul will bring his trailer or camper that we'll base out of, and that way we'll be able to do overnight trips to these different areas in Oklahoma that provide these great resources for us. So watch our last video of this segment, and then look for the Coleman camper trailer walkthrough that Paul did for us, and we will see you soon.
Yep. That's how we do it, right there.
Not a bad little sand bass.
Not what we're looking for. Wrong species, but we got the skunk out the boat.
Filming it. Oh, that's a good one. That's a real good one.
We're getting that down in a minute.
We've been here 5 hours. We caught a sand bass in 5 minutes. We didn't want it. 5 hours later, I caught a half-pounder in this little creek channel. We're coming back out of it. Fish Detective Sean lands a pretty dang good-sized monster. Pre-spawned bass right there.
.31 kilograms. So we got to figure out what that means in pounds.
He just caught a 2.3 kilogram bass. A kilo is 2.2 pounds. So two of them's 4.4, and then 0.3 would be another 7. That's 5 pounds. 5 pound bass. All day.